Alright, today is Friday, March 26th, and this is now day 10 of social distancing here in Virginia. More like physical distancing because we're keeping away from everyone and trying to stay social via social media and text messages and FaceTime and phone calls and things like that. So hopefully we're somewhat maintaining that social connection, but limiting the physical connection. This morning I overslept a little bit. Didn't quite make it to pick up Arnie at work because she works right nearby, so she started walking here, and I picked her up halfway, brought her back home, and then started my work day and worked at home throughout the day. Finished the work day and cooked a little dinner before taking Arnie back to work. Then came back home after dropping off Arnie at work and took a walk around the block, and there's not many people out, a few people getting some exercise, a few people jogging, and other than that, not many people at all. On my walk around the neighborhood, I passed a couple people. Most were able to keep their distance just because we were the only two out there, so one person would walk on the road and another person would walk on the sidewalk. I walked past one lady with a couple people in the backseat of her car, and they were all in the car, but you could still feel the tension, even though they were in the car, that while I walked by, that you could feel that tension of oh, I don't know, are you safe to be near? I don't know. So tension is a little higher right now. For the most part, we're making the best of it, and it seemed like the people who were out exercising were enjoying themselves. I saw a few couples walking around, and it seemed like the people who were out were just happy to be out, and I definitely fell in that category. I was just happy to be out getting some fresh air. That short walk that I did around the neighborhood was probably the most walking I've done in a while, in at least the last 10 days. I should probably go out for a run at some point. I should do that. I'm gonna do that. I've done some at-home workouts, but I haven't actually done enough to really get my heart going, which is probably important. Should fit in a little cardio. This being now the 10th day since I started teleworking and staying at home as much as possible. I mean, I've only gone out to the grocery store once. I've ran to CVS once, and other than that, that's all I've been out, aside from dropping Arnie off at work and picking her up. So I am starting to get a little cabin fever, a little on edge, and being the end of the work week and still having to work but be home, but not being able to relax and enjoy the benefits of being home, still having to work those normal hours and even a couple extra hours, that was somewhat frustrating. So I'm very much looking forward to this weekend. Arnie's going to be off on Saturday and Sunday, so we'll actually get to hang out, relax a little bit, unwind, and I'm very much looking forward to that. This evening, I worked on an engagement session video that I recorded while photographing a surprise proposal. I just recorded that using a 360 camera on top of my main shooter while I was taking the photos, and it actually works out pretty well. You can get clips of the couple walking around the environment, kind of interacting with each other, and it looks pretty cool. It's pretty useful, and I'm just going to send it to them as a bonus. They don't even know it's coming. They didn't even ask. I had this thing on the top of my camera. They were just like, okay, whatever. And none of their pictures were actually of them looking at the camera attachment. They were actually all right into the main lens, which I thought would be a problem, but it ended up not being a problem. So that's cool. With that, I'm gonna get ready for bed. I'll see you tomorrow.